Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the Keystone Korner, Baltimore, here in historic Baltimore, Maryland. This is the very first television segment that I've produced since November of last year. And as you know, globally, the world is going through a pandemic, economic, as well as a racial dynamic right now. And in the last couple of weeks, Todd Barkin, the manager and one of the proprietors of Keystone Korner Baltimore, has decided to start booking jazz acts, and he's going to continue to do this here for the next couple of months in this pandemic. And what better way to really kick off a series of jazz concerts is Baltimore's own Cyrus Chestnut. Now, as you know, Cyrus Chestnut is a profound musician, pianist, composer, and educator, but he's also played with the likes of Terrence Blanchard, Freddie Hubbard, Jimmy Heath, John Hendricks, just to name the endless few. What better way to kick off the revisioning as well as coming back to the Pace Report is to sit down and break bread with Cyrus to talk about his home soil of Baltimore, what makes Baltimore so very special, because this city has produced some icons, the great Ethel Ennis, the great Cab Calloway, as well as U.B. Blake and Billie Holiday. Also, we sit down and reflect on the great MCCOY TYNER, who passed away 2 months ago. As you might know, MCCOY and Cyrus played together for a series of duo concerts back in the early 2000s. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Mr. Cyrus Chestnut live here at the Keystone Korner Baltimore, here in historic Baltimore, Maryland, here on the Pace Report. You know, this is the first segment I have done since November of last year.
Wow. Well, so this is the Mass Chronicles now, huh?
Listen, you know what? And here and this and what better way?
Oh man, you know what a time we're living in, you know. And without words, you know, I don't can't. Just trying just to go through this valley, you know, go through it, not stay stuck in it, you know. Want to hopefully, you know, and I believe make it through, get to the other side. You know, have to continue using the gifts given to me, you know. Got to try our best to put the music out in the atmosphere, you know, unashamed. You can put it out unashamedly, so if I could say that, um, or display my culture proud, and let people know who I am, or who I represent, you know, and if that's, I try to follow in the footsteps of the elders and swing. And that's what it is. And tell that story. Tell the good news. Tell the good news. Inspire somebody. You might try to keep us down, but we still rise. We still rise. And one way or the other, you know, we are making it. And there you go. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
You know what better way to bring in the Pace Report is we're home. This is your home. This is the home soil. Tell me about Baltimore. What makes this so special? Because you got some stalwarts up on that band stage with you also who are from this city.
Well, you know, it's always good to be in common company. So, you know, we down here in Baltimore, you get to, you know, we done talked about the crab cakes, you know.
I'm gonna hit that tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about the crab cakes, you know. And there's certain things just in the culture, you know. Historically, man, I remember coming to New York and cats asked me where I'm from. I said, I'm from Baltimore. I said, oh, you one of them, huh? And, you know, it wasn't saying like in a derogatory way. They're like, oh, you come out of good soil. So, you know, the history of musicians has come from Baltimore and the area. It's been special. And I feel very blessed and privileged to say that I'm a part of that legacy, you know?
I mean, Quincy Phillips, Billie Holiday, Cab Calloway, Mesa Leak, UB Blake.
Dennis Chambers, you know, and we was with Gary Bartz, you know, Gary Thomas. Oh, the list goes on and on. You know, Ethel in this. Yeah, you know.
I saw the mirror over here.
Yeah, Ethel, man. You know, so many. Charles Covington. You know, people who are still here. I remember, you know, hearing Mickey Fields. You know, there's special people. You know, some people, you know, went out, but other folks stayed here, and it's special here. It's special here. You know, so anytime you get a chance to come back and be at home, but then be at home on the bandstand with like-minded people. Ooh,
Tim
boy.
Green's a bad boy
Oh
too.
my goodness. Oh yeah. Yes, you know. So, you know, we look at history and we look at the present and we look at the future. And it's high and popping, you know. So I'm just glad once again, as I said earlier, I'm just glad to be on the bandstand. That's it. I'm glad to be on the bandstand doing what I was put on this earth to do.
some turbulence right now. It's going through a shakedown. And I want you to tell my viewers how your faith in Christ has kept you rooted and has gotten you through all of this.
Well, we have valleys, and this is a serious valley. Though we walk through the valley among the shadow of death, we fear no evil, for God is with us. No matter what, no matter how bleak it is, no matter how bleak it is, we will make it, and we are making it. It's no gigs, but you're not homeless. No gigs, we're still able to eat. No gigs, but we're still able to make music. Via technology. It's coming back again, but it's a major transition. It's a major transition. But however, we have to hold on to what is true, and hold on to what has kept us, what has kept our ancestors, what has kept my ancestors. It's that faith and belief in God. And some people have different ways of thinking, but I can only hold on to what I know. And this is not just it's not just a thing where I just recite stuff. This is
You have to walk
it is what is it, this is tried and true. And so all I can do is continue to do that, and just strive to press on to that mark, to get to the destiny of what God has had for me to do, to be able to use rhythm, melody, and harmony to make a difference in this world, you know, to calm the savage beast, so to speak. It's all I can. It's all I know. All I know what to do. It's all I know what to do. And I believe if I do that, then God takes care of me. It's done so far, and so I believe He did it before, did it now. You do it, you know. And so I'm grateful. Stay in a attitude of being grateful. It gets hard. It gets hard. It gets frustrating. But when you look back over certain things where you've been, if you got through certain difficult things, and this is a unique difficult time, but nevertheless, the object is to go through the valley of the shadow of death, not to be stuck in it.
Cyrus, you closed with Dr. Billy Taylor,
Yes.
and I think it's very relevant
Oh yeah.
at this particular time,
yeah.
especially that song and the lyrics. Um, you know, black folk, people of color in this country, it's always been the culture and the music and the food and the drink and the spirituality that's gotten us through this.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This time it makes you think. Even, you think that what happened before was just before, but you still find out it is present now. And so in this time, I do a lot of reading, trying to figure out a little bit more about what happened in history and the effects of colonization, trying to figure out exactly who I really am and be proud of that, be proud of the culture that I stand on that foundation. Um, to be to say yes, I am a black man, and say it right in the face of the enemy. I am strong, and though you try to slay me, you will not prosper. You know. So, yeah. As once again we talk about transition. I think we have to do is really take a good look at history and see what has happened. Not only to what's being done to us, but also the effects. And then once you understand that, then you forge a way how to move forward, taking full control of everything. I believe, maybe right, wrong, whatever, but um, walk around, look. You kind of get used to walking in a place and have someone just look at you like, oh, you're no good or whatever, and then you just automatically start to adjust to, well, I need to do that, but you know what? That's over, man. I'm a human being just like everybody else. And so wherever I walk in, I walk with my head high, and look the enemy dead in his eye. It's like, yes, what is it? Um, because I have a right to be here just as you. In fact,
Well, we're putting Karen out of business.
yeah, you know,
She's going bankrupt
yeah,
after this.
my ancestors built this place.
For free.
Yes, he built it. So yeah, I got it right. I got it right. I got the right to walk wherever in the same place as you are. Yeah. I have the right to live wherever. You know, I have the right to be who I am. I have the right to display my true culture. Display my true culture and not be afraid of it. You know, mm, that has to change now. I'm tired of twisting around to make folks comfortable. It's like I have to figure out who I am and be that. If you dig it, amen. If you don't, that's okay. But um, it's no more of that. No more of that. No more of that. I'm not talking about being evil. I'm talking about just being being who I am and sharing that and inspiring the next generation to be who they are. To take who they are and take the great foundation that's been built and continue to soar in their special way.
very important stalwart to this music, to the idiom of jazz. MCCOY TYNER left us. And you had the honor of being on the same stage with this man.
Yeah.
Tell me about his importance to jazz, because I know I know that, and we talked about this briefly earlier. I know when you did those duo sets, you sweated gravy, pork chops, greens, hog maws. I know he made you work to another level.
Of course. I mean, that's just due respect, you know. That's just due respect. Jazz piano is where it is. You know, McCoy is one of the foundation blocks. I believe, you know, as the way how th- his mark on jazz piano is forever. You know, um, he has such a sound, such a unique sound, such power and such passion, such power and such passion, and you know, people will like, and to be able to sit down and talk to him. And can I tell this story? I never forget. Um, we seen each other in passing. The last time I saw him at the Blue Note, it kind of, I felt it broke me because who I saw wasn't who I remembered. You know, they did a tribute. The Giants of Jazz honored McCoy, and they wasn't sure whether he was going to play, but the music energized him, and even he in his frailty sat down at the piano, and when he started to play, it was like, yeah, he's here, he's here, you know. But the first time I met McCoy, was in Germany working with Donald Harris and Terrence Blanchard. And somehow McCoy was opening up for us, which that was a bad mistake. Oh, you know, I'm, I, in the sound check, I heard I was just like in so much awe. And then when he finished the set, I told Don, I was like, "Nah, man, there ain't no way y'all just go and do quartet. What am I supposed to play? What am I supposed to play?" He says, "Well, so McCoy does what McCoy does, and you have to do what you do." So I like, okay. So I tried. I tried. He came back to me after the show, shook my hand, says, "Yeah, young blood, you sound good. That piano was sad, wasn't it?" And I was perplexed. I was like, "You played all that piano. You played that piano to the point they wanted to follow you and go follow you home and all that. And you said it was sad." So, I said, "Well, excuse me, McCoy. You play so many different pianos, but every time you get your sound, you seem to, how do you do it?" I was expecting him to tell me like certain exercises or whatever. And he says, "Saw young blood, don't worry about it. You just keep on keeping on. In time, you'll get the strength in your hands to get the sound." And that was major for me because I was one to always complain about the piano. But after he said that to me, then I said, okay, you develop strength in your hands. And when you sit down at the piano, you carefully figure out exactly what it's going to do for you, what it's going to do willingly, and what is going to be a little stubborn. So sometimes you have to do a little work to get the stubbornness out. But then there's a point where you get to the point where it gives you all what it can. So you just have to figure that out and figure out a way how to use touch and everything to get all of the sound out of the piano that is necessary. I think in your hands is the EQ. In your hands is the compressor. You know.
But when he played, it sounded like he had 4 or 5 hands.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, well, that's that's that was the passion, and that was his story. Nobody, we are very inspired by McCoy's story. McCoy told his story well, and nobody's going to tell it better than McCoy
That's right.
because he lived it. And so it's inspiration for me, even in this time, just to continue to find me, and tell that story. Now, mind you, it'll be inspired from many different people. McCoy, some people, Oscar Bay, Herbie, all of the people, Monk, Jelly Roll Morton, Fats Waller, Bud Powell, Wynton Kelly, Red Garland, and keep going, Bill Evans, da 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 da. But it all goes to a part of developing who I am. The great Betty Carter said it best. Jazz is about finding out who you are. And so that's the object, to find out who I am and share that. Share the story as I take the journey.
We're in a pandemic and a revolution at the same time, and you're a professor of music at Howard University. How is this going to affect you as a musician and a teacher, and what are the students at Howard, what are they getting prepared to do for, for this upcoming semester? Are you going to do online, or are you going to be in the classroom?
Well, I think in the whole, just the whole education system, until they get really control, of how to deal with this virus and everything. I think you need to change the administration, but that's another that's another topic, Anyway, but they'll most we've made a big shift to going online, and so taking the survey, and I think is giving the teachers the option. So um, I guess a lot of it will be online, but and there may be some limited, in person things, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. You just gotta see what happens. We get a hold that people do what's right, where mask, do the social distancing thing, and if you're not feeling right, do you think get yourself tested and all of this.
Was it a big adjustment for you to doing this?
Well, well, man, in my office at Howard, there's two pianos, and the greatest thing is to be able to sit and play along with the student. Do duos. Now, it's like when you do it through Zoom or FaceTime. Trying to play together. I don't. It's cut. There's the lag, and there's I have internet challenges, but you find a way to make it work. But hopefully it would be great if there's some technology out there where you'll be able to sit and I could sit in one location and play, and a person another location can play, and you know there won't be any type of delays. But until that, it's well, you play a little bit, yeah, that sounds good, and you use cameras to get different angles and talk to people. You figure it out. You figure it out. I mean, they gave the slaves scraps, and those scraps now are delicacies now. You dig. And so we figure it out. We figure it out.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at the Keystone Korner here in historic Baltimore, Maryland. I'd like to personally thank the incomparable Cyrus Chestnut for his time and his words of encouragement. Make sure you buy his current CD, which is Kaleidoscope, which is available on High Note Records. You can buy it on Apple.com, as well as Google Music, as well as Amazon.com. Also, people, when you are in Baltimore, please visit the historic Keystone Korner Baltimore Jazz Club. For more information and directions, visit their website at KeystoneKornerBaltimore.com, as well as Facebook.com/the Keystone Korner Baltimore. I'd like to personally thank Todd Barkin and his wonderful staff here at the Keystone Korner Baltimore for their warm hospitality. As always, please visit my website, thepacereport.com, for my weekly column, as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.